Okay, today we are turning over an apartment. So over the years, we've developed a very simple system on how to turn over an apartment. In the early days, I was doing a lot of this myself, but then had to get other people involved such as employees. And you got to get a system because every maintenance tech, is geared a little differently. So we have used the same paint on every single apartment over the past 10, 12 years. So we're able to get into an apartment and do what I call a quick roll-in. So if we're using the same paint, we're able to come in and literally touch up areas all the way from front to back. Once you're done with your quick roll-in on areas that aren't fresh, we go back and you check. Okay, how did everything blend in? If you only had to touch up a few areas throughout the apartment and you go back and everything is dry and it blends in well, and you're able to see that throughout your whole roll-in, then it's done. There's no reason to do a full paint job when it's not necessary. In this business, someone's going to be moving out on the 28th, and someone else is moving in on the 1st. So we're strapped for time to get the turnover work done. So that is a key component. Why do a lot of action items that aren't necessary? So if you go back and it needs additional touch-up, you do additional touch-up. And then you go through that same exercise on how it blends in. But at the end of the job, if it looks freshly painted, then it's freshly painted. In other areas, the kitchen and bath are the largest areas that need the most attention, the most detail. The kitchen, that's where everyone's preparing food. The bathroom, that's where everybody's getting ready every day. So what we have to focus on in the kitchen and baths is details. The perimeter of the floors. That's the most common areas that a maintenance tech might not handle things so it's fresh and clean. That's how I grade the entire turnover. At the end, it has to be fresh and clean so it's at a certain standard for the next tenant, so they're happy. So you mop the body of the floors, but you have to go around and get the perimeter. You have to pull out the stove, pull out the fridge, open up the cabinets. All of that stuff has to happen, so you basically open up everything that might need work, and then same idea as the paint job. Once you think you're done with the work, you have to look at it like you are moving in and to say, is this fresh and clean? So that's very, very important in this process. We also have a turnover check sheet. So at the beginning of the turnover, we go through the entire apartment and we look for things that are surprises, things that might not be on the check sheet. Added items, broken windows, different things that you might have to report to the maintenance manager because you may be delayed on the turnover system because other things have come up which might take some time. So once you're done doing that full walkthrough, you do the turnover, which starts with the paint, starts with the kitchen, same idea with the bathroom. You're opening up the vanity, opening up the toilet, you're running the plumbing, you're running these items so we can see if there's any leaks. Those are items that have to be addressed in the turnover. You can't bypass that stuff, move somebody in, and then the first work order is a day after they move in to say that the drain is leaking underneath the vanity. But same idea with the perimeter. Has to be fresh and clean. Common item. Vent fan. Dust. Where the fan collects air. That is where it collects all the dust, and that has to be wiped down. The globes of the light fixtures. Common area that's not handled. Details, details, details is key in any business. Whoever handles the details gets paid the most. That just goes without, well, I don't want to say it goes without saying, but that is the truth of the matter. Same thing. Another area. Horizontal areas, windowsills, ripped screens, things like that. Tops of baseboards, cove bases. Making sure that outlet covers, switch covers are fresh. If they need to be changed out, they have to be changed out. Safety items, electric panels. You know, you got to make sure that you don't have to put spacers in. It has to be a safe electric panel if a tenant's going to access that. Same time, you know, smoke detectors have to be checked. One smoke detector in each bedroom, carbon monoxide detector in the living area, particularly next to any gas appliance. In this case, we don't have any gas appliances in this apartment, but if there was, you want to put the carbon monoxide detector 12 inches up, about 7 or 8 feet from the gas appliance, you know, so if there is a gas issue, it's handled. Smoke detectors, 12 inches from the ceiling, smoke rises, they operate properly. In this case, you know, it's clear as day. You know, carpet had been replaced, but you can see debris on the carpet. Simple details. At the end of the turnover, we're going through an inspection check sheet, checking it all off, initialing that everything was accomplished. It's fresh and clean, all the safety items are handled. The manager comes in, walks through, sees that it was done properly, signs the condition sheet that the tenant's going to be signing when they move in, and that's considered that final sign-off. That's the check and balance of a proper turnover.